at Robert Garcia Boxing Academy with Lindolfo Delgado, Olympian, 11 professional fights, 11 knockouts. So today we're gonna speak with Lindolfo and introduce him to you guys. And for that, I'll ask Pita Garcia to join us because you already know. Pita knows his boxing, so here we go. We're gonna switch.
I think Fury make a good fight from the first round to the 12th. I think he won the fight, and I think Wilder is gonna win, but Fury make a better technique and tactic, and he win.
Yeah, I thought the same thing as Lindolfo. I thought Wilder was gonna win going into the fight. I thought he was gonna be able to knock him out, and I thought it was gonna be easier than the first fight. In the first fight, it took him like 12 rounds to kind of figure him out. I thought this fight he would figure around 5 or 6 and be able to knock him out, but Fury had a good game plan, man. He had a good game plan, got in on the inside and roughed him up. So, I mean, he did good, man. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Que en el contrato tenían para una tercera pelea. ¿Tú crees que la gente les gustaría ver la pelea otra vez, o tú crees que ya a lo mejor ya no?
Yo pienso que la gente quiere ver ahora al Fury pelear con alguien más, güey. O sea, como con el Joshua o con Andy Ruiz. Yo creo que serían muy buenas peleas. Pero pues una tercera estaría bien. Pero Fury ya sabe el plan de pelea, entonces yo pienso que tiene que mover. O sea, Fury pelear con alguien más y Wilder también con alguien más.
He said he thinks, a third fight would be good, but I think him and he says himself, and I think most people would agree that they would rather see Tyson Fury in with different opponents, maybe like an Anthony Joshua or Andy Ruiz, just to change it up a little bit. But a third fight would still be a good fight. I don't think we really need a third fight. The first fight, I thought Tyson Fury outboxed him most of the fight, and then he just got caught. And then, that's why the judges gave it such a close fight. But I still thought Tyson Fury won. And the second fight, he was able to switch it up and back him up and stop him. So I think we saw Tyson Fury kind of do both game plans and beat him both times. So I really don't think there's much need for a third fight. Lindolfo's one of the best prospects right now in boxing. Mexican Olympian. He's 11-0, 11 knockouts. His promoter Ringstar has been keeping him at a steady pace. I think in the next year or two, he's gonna take that next leap into the categories of like right now you have the Ryan Garcias, you have the Virgil Ortiz, you have those guys that are kind of making a big name for himself. But Lindolfo's right up there in terms of talent with all of them. But in the next year or two is when the general public, I think, is gonna get more of a view. They're gonna see him a lot more. I mean, he's technically really, really sound, has a great jab, has great power, as you can see his record. But yeah, I think this year or early next year, we're gonna the public is gonna hear his name a lot more. ¿Qué piensas de esas dos peleas?
Creo que esas serían unas muy buenas peleas. Creo que Regis está muy fuerte y José Ramirez tiene un ritmo de pelea increíble. Y Josh Taylor no lo he visto mucho, pero creo que esas peleas son muy buenas. Va a haber fuego y va a ser muy buenas.
I think both of those matchups are make for good fights. I think Regis is a really tough, strong fighter. Jose Ramirez's style, it can beat anybody. He says he hasn't seen Josh Taylor a lot, but he knows that he had a really good fight with Regis. So any way you match him up is a good fight. And I think the same thing. Those three guys are probably the top guys at 140 right now. And any way you mix them up, Jose versus Regis, Josh Taylor versus Regis, you're gonna get a good fight no matter what.
I suppose you spar Jose here.
Yeah, I sparred Jose, and he's a great fighter. Él tiene un ritmo increíble. Todos los rounds del primero hasta el 12, él tiene un ritmo, una concentración muy buena, y él me ha ayudado bastante en mi preparación y creo que es muy buen peleador.
Yeah, I think he's a great fighter. His rhythm in terms, he's just on you the whole time, and his dedication has helped me get ready for a lot of my fights. But he's a great fighter.
What's your prediction for Regis and, for example, Jose Ramirez?
¿Tú qué pensabas en una pelea de Regis contra Jose? ¿Cómo saliera la pelea?
I think I'm going with Jose Ramirez, but it's not an easy fight. It's not an easy fight. It's gonna be a
knockout.
I don't know, maybe, but it's gonna be a great fight.
¿Qué piensas?
I think Jessie is very strong, but his weight and his height. But Mikey, I think, is more intelligent, and he punched very hard. I told you, because he hit me and hits very hard, and when with his little gloves, in the fight, no one can take and that punches, and I think if they go to the distance, Mikey is gonna box him very very good, and maybe Mikey is gonna get the win. But if Mikey stays with the punches with Jessie Vargas all the fight, I think maybe Vargas has more ventaja, advantage. Yo he hecho sparring, ¿cómo se dice en inglés?
I've sparred.
I've sparred guys like 160, 155, and Mikey is like them, you know, or even more, because he's strong naturalmente, right?
He's just naturally a puncher.
Sí.
So you said he hits harder than those guys?
He said he's at that level or even more still, but he's just as strong as the 160 pounders that he sparred.
And he's faster, you know, faster than the 160s, and he punches really hard, so he's a great fighter. That's a great fight. That's a great fight. There's two guys they're of good level, but I think Loma is gonna take the fight because he has more experience of 12 rounds. Maybe Teofimo is strong than Loma, but the first rounds gonna be difficult for Loma, but Loma to the decision to 12 rounds, maybe he's gonna get the win.
I think the same thing. I think Lomachenko's too experienced for him. He's been in a bunch of 12-round fights already with some of the top guys at 130, 135, 126. I think Teofimo is like he said, the bigger puncher and the more explosive fighter. I think the first few rounds he's gonna be real dangerous for Lomachenko, but once he gets into 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and on, I think Lomachenko takes over and wins in the decision. Maybe even he could get a stoppage late in the fight, like just an accumulation of an accumulation of just punches and frustrating him. But I think it goes the distance and Lomachenko wins.
I think Loma, but Gervonta I think is more chaparrito, is fuerte.
A lot smaller than him. He's stronger, but he's just chaparrito. He's shorter. He's a lot shorter than him. I think the same thing. I think
Loma takes the wins. The fight with Lomachenko and Linares was awesome. I liked it very much because all the 12 rounds was, focus and now with Linares and Ryan, I think Linares is stronger. Linares has more experience to 12 rounds and fighting with champions, and Ryan is la primera vez, ¿verdad? Entonces I think Linares is gonna get the win.
I think Ryan at this moment right now is I think Linares has obviously a better career. He's a 3-time world champ, but I think right now Ryan's at the top of his game, and I think Ryan would be able to knock him out. I think pretty early in the fight too. I think the more rounds it goes, the better chance Linares has. He's been there. I think Ryan's power and explosiveness. Maybe if you get him into deep waters, then he'll go down a little bit, and Linares will have a chance. But I think Ryan will take him on within like 4 rounds.
I'm going with Haney. I think Haney is a better fighter. He's like hungry and want to fight. I think Ryan is more. Yo creo que Ryan le está sacando la vuelta al Haney, ¿no? Pero no sé.
He thinks that maybe Ryan and his team that's the matchup they would try to avoid. He thinks Haney's at a level above. I think the same thing. I think Devin, he's already a world champ. I couldn't name who he beat as a world champ. Honestly, I don't remember who he fought for the title, but I think he's still one level above Ryan right now. Maybe in a year, I don't think the fight will happen anytime soon. I think Ryan's lined up with Linares, then he'll get a fight later, like a Luke Campbell or something like that. But I would favor Devin Haney.
Maybe in 2 years.
Yeah, like a year and a half, 2 years. I think I would pick Devin Haney to win. I saw they were kind of talking some smack. That's tough because Devin Haney's. He's a big guy, but he's only like 20 years old, 21 years old. And I mean, Broner, for as much as people can say, he's a strong dude, man. He's big and he's strong. So I think I would favor Broner, but it would be a good fight. Devin Haney will give him a really good fight, but I would favor Broner still. I don't know if Devin Haney is ready for that, that level of guys. Otras peleas que tú quisieras ver en esos pesos, 135, 140 en welter.
Pues yo iba a mencionar que quiero ver la pelea de Valdés y Berchelt, güey. Que creo que va a ser una muy buena pelea, es la que quiero ver, pero pues es 130, ¿verdad?
Sí, 130. Yeah, he says one of the fights he's looking forward to the most right now is Berchelt versus Oscar Valdez, which is being talked about for, I think, May. Creo que está diciendo
sí,
Mayo, ¿no?
Mayo.
But yeah, that's the fight
There-
he's looking forward to the most.
And see.
I thought he was gonna lose that fight. I had, and I like Jojo. I'm a big fan of Jojo's. But I thought Tevin Farmer had just before the fight. I was thinking Tevin Farmer was gonna be able to outbox him. Have his way with him for 12 rounds. Jojo would have his moments, but once Jojo won, and you sit back and actually look at like the records and stuff, Jojo had already been there with some of the top guys. He had already fought Gary Russell and gave him a really good fight. I thought Gary Russell won that, but it was a close fight. He had already beat Andrew Cancio, who was recently the WBA champ. He had already beat Rene Alvarado, who beat Andrew Cancio. So he had been in there with some of the top guys. I just didn't. I don't think I had paid too much attention to the guys he had already beat. And Tevin Farmer hadn't really been in there with the top guys. So, I had picked Tevin Farmer going into the fight, but I was happy I was wrong. I was glad to see Jojo become world champ.
What about Jojo Diaz and Gervonta Davis?
That's a good fight, and I think Jojo's bigger, right?
Que Gervonta ahorita está peleando 135 y Jojo se acaba de subir a 130. So a lo mejor Gervonta de tamaño, a lo mejor Jojo está más grande, pero sí está
machín
fuerte
el otro
el
Gervonta.
Gervonta.
It's gonna be a good fight. Both are
They're both southpaws, good, explosive. That's a good fight.
Mhm.
I would favor
Jojo.
Jojo
I'll
right
go
now.
with Jojo.
I would favor Jojo. Right now, well, we finished up camp already for Mikey. They're already out in Texas, but right now we have the one training camp. Well, the one fighter that's here for camp right now is with the date is Virgil Ortiz, getting ready for March 28th. He's facing Samuel Vargas, I think is the guy's name. I don't know too much about the opponent. I know I always get confused. I don't know who he fought. I think he fought Danny Garcia or Errol Spence. Like I don't remember, or he fought both or something like that. And I don't know exactly how those guys did with them. So I don't know.
Los dos.
Yeah, they both stopped him. I don't know how many rounds or whatever. But yeah, man, Virgil's in camp getting ready. I mean, we were hoping for a bigger name for this fight for Virgil, like a former world champ, maybe like an Amir Khan, a Kell Brooks, something like that. But it's tough for Virgil right now to get those guys in the ring with them. I mean, you've seen what Virgil's been able to do with his last couple opponents. Mauricio Herrera, who beat Danny Garcia, Virgil was able to knock him out in 2 rounds. He was able to stop Antonio Orozco, and then his last fight, Brad Solomon, got the stoppage win as well. We're hoping, to get maybe a title shot, something like that for Virgil, because he's ready for all the top guys. I've been saying it for a while. I think he knocks out guys like Danny Garcia already. He knocks out Keith Thurman, Sean Porter. I think he stops all those guys. I think he's one of the best welterweights in the world. It's just tough because he's on DAZN, and those guys fight for PBC. But that's the guy that's in camp right now. After that, we have Jose. I think he'll be fighting May 9th. I think they're saying against Postol. We're hoping he gets it. Everything comes out okay, and then we're able to get the big fight with Josh Taylor for all 4 of the belts. But yeah, that's pretty much it right now at the gym. We're just getting Virgil ready for his fight March 28th. We have Misael, Lindolfo, Carlos Adames. We have a bunch of guys in camp right now, but Virgil's the only one with the date right now. He's the only one getting ready for a fight. Getting 15-0, they're fighting like in Tijuana and just getting easy wins. Now Virgil's been fighting. I think just the other day we were talking about how many 10-rounders and 12-rounders he has. I think this is gonna be like his 7th fight already. That it's either a 10-rounder or a 12-rounder or 6th or something like that. So I mean he's been getting these tough fights for a while. Like I said, they're building him up to try hopefully get him into those big fights with the world champs. Hopefully by the end of the year, maybe next year he gets in. Maybe one of those guys is able to come over to DAZN and give Virgil a shot because he's ready for all of them. Going into that fight, he was as prepared as he could have been going into the Errol Spence fight. It was one of the best camps he had. We were days where me and Chepe would be watching him spar. We're just on the side watching him spar, and we're amazed at what we're seeing. He's sparring guys like Carlos Adames, who fights at 154, Esquiva Falcao, 160-pounder. But the day of the fight, he was outmatched. Errol Spence was had a good game plan. Him and his team. He's a big, strong welterweight. But after the fight, it's been just like any other day back in camp. I remember one of the days we were sitting there, and I remember Mikey saying something like that, like fuck, like I really lost, But it hasn't affected him. The sparring for this camp has been good. Training has been good. It's been back to normal. What I think he has seen is the amount of people that have kind of like forgotten the fighter that he is. Just the year before that, he was a 5-time 4-division world champ. He had just unified with Robert Easter. He had just beat Sergey Lipinets. He was one of the top pound-for-pound fighters. And after that one loss, a lot of people have written him off. a lot of people think he might be done, or even the other day I saw people on I saw Devin Haney posting that he wants to fight Mikey Garcia, and that's, to me, that's disrespectful. He's I mean, it's good for him to want to fight the top guys and fight the best fighters in the division, but not so much that he wants to fight him. I saw some of the comments of people saying, "Oh, Devin Haney's too much for him. Devin Haney's too fast for him. Too much, to this, to that." And like, I think people fucking forgot. Like go back and watch those fights before, and you know that guy's still there, and they're gonna see it come this Saturday. But I found it a little, you know, disrespectful. I'm sure Mikey's seen that and probably thought the same thing. Like, what the hell, they think this kid's gonna be able to go in there with me and have and actually stand a chance with me? I mean, he's not ready for that. But you know, I think it if anything, it's gonna motivate him more for this fight, for future fights coming up, to show the people that was just a one night thing, that it wasn't himself that night, and he'll be back to normal after this Saturday. Even when Mikey was winning and beating the guys that he was beating, I think Mikey won those three titles against undefeated fighters. Dejan Satikanen, the WBC champ at 135. Linares was actually supposed to fight him, but Linares vacated the title and chose to fight Anthony Crolla. He didn't fight him. Mikey steps in and knocks him out in 3 rounds or whatever it was. Then he goes and beats Sergey Lipinets for the 140-pound title. Then he unifies and beats Robert Easter, 3 undefeated world champs. But yeah, I mean, even at that point, people were criticizing, saying, "Oh, he needs to fight bigger names, better names." Like, he's fighting the best of the best. But especially when you lose, you get even more backlash for it. But this Saturday, people are gonna see. It's a tough situation for him. I mean, as everybody saw the videos, it was a nasty car crash. I hope he comes back. He's one of he's one of the top welterweights in the world. A fan-friendly fighter. He had just finished having a great unification fight with Sean Porter. I want to see him fight guys like Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao, stuff like that. Terrence Crawford eventually. Those are all good fights for him, and I hope he comes back 100%. Will he? I mean, I don't know, man. It was the blow to the head. They were real silent on everything for a lot of months. You didn't hear a lot about how he was doing and stuff. So that, I'm guessing that means that things were worse than they were making it seem. But I hope he comes back to normal and he's able to get those big fights that we were waiting for.
Okay, guys, so that's it for today, and thank you so much, Pita, for your time. Thank you, Lindolfo. You can go ahead and follow at Lindolfo Delgado on Instagram.
Sí.
My Instagram is _Garcia Pita, or follow us on our gym website page at Garcia Boxing.
And if you like that video, you can follow me at Snow Queen LA, and thank you guys for watching.